As far as money and numbers, it's hard to tell because everywhere you go in Swolecat's different. Swolecat covers 5 different states, but all the scales are different. All the pay scales are different everywhere in those different states. How much can you make starting out as an apprentice? It all depends on the job you get on and where you're working, how many hours. Like there's too many variables to tell you if you're going to make 50K or if you're going to make 100K or if you could make more than 100K. Too hard to tell you exactly what those numbers look like, but ballpark 60 60 I think would be a good starting number. 60K around in there I think would be a good ballpark starting beginner number as a second step apprentice in your first year. Hello, welcome back to episode 42 of CTQ. CTQ is a segment I do on the channel called Cruise the Questions. This is where I take your guys' questions and I answer them here to help you guys on your blue collar career pathways. Your questions can be about any trade regarding anything in the blue collar world. All right. A lot of these questions are related to lineman trade. That's what I am. I'm a journeyman lineman. I've been in the lineman trade since 2017. Previously, before that, I did power line tree room clearing. Before that, I worked in a weld shop. Before that, mechanic shop while in high school. So the trades is all I know. And with Blue Collar Edu, we're here to expose, teach, and educate you guys about blue collar career opportunities, how to get started in the skilled trades. So submit your questions a few different ways. You can put them in the comments down below. You can email them to austin@bluecollaredu.com, or you can find us on social media on Instagram or TikTok at Blue Collar Edu. And this is where I'll find and take your guys' questions and I'll answer them here. I usually take 2, 3, sometimes 4, or maybe 5 questions. And I just try to help you guys out, right? I mean, everyone has questions about their situations. There is something that I will suggest for starting now. If you guys do have questions, please, if you can put your location as far as like the biggest city or state where you live, that'll help me help you with building out maybe more of a blueprint, more of a framework for you in your situation. A lot of questions are like, hey, I want to become a lineman and I don't know where to start. And I'm like, well, I kind of need to know where you live. Like at least what state. What's the biggest city near you? And that way I can try to help give a little bit more detailed information to help you guys on your pathway. So with all that being said, let's hop into question number 1. Question number 1 is coming from Anonymous J. He says, my name is John. My dad is a supervisor for First Energy in Pennsylvania. My friend's dad is the VP. One of my brothers got in the apprenticeship with only meter reader experience, and my other brother had no experience and got in this apprenticeship, paid for them to get their CDL. I just applied with 0 experience, but with all these connections, so I guess that's a good thing. But have you heard of them paying for the CDL and people getting in with no experience? Well, clearly, you have connections at a utility, which is like what most people don't have that want to get into lineman trade. You clearly said right in your question, my other brother had no experience and got in the apprenticeship. So how could you not do that? Right? I mean, you're asking if I've ever heard of people getting in with no experience. Yes, I've heard of it, but it's very, very rare. I've never seen it. It's not often. Unless you're in a position like you, where you have family, friends who are in hiring or firing positions at the utility where they can pull a couple strings and get you on board and get you into an apprenticeship. That's possible. And clearly it's possible because you've seen it firsthand. CDL, I always tell people, that's the most important certification you need to get right off the bat. So like Class A CDL, have I seen people get into it without a CDL? Maybe 1 or 2 times. But that's with the utility, because utilities, sometimes they don't they don't require it to get started. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, you have to get your Class A CDL within the first 120 days of getting hired, type of deal. So there are those stipulations. Every utility is different. Everywhere you go is different. I can't speak on behalf of everywhere, but from my experience, if you're gonna apply for the outside lineman apprenticeship, construction side, you need your CDL, Class A. If you're looking to get on with the utility, a lot of the times they don't require you to have your CDL to get hired on there. They just require you to get it within the first 120 days or 180 days or whatever that time period is, in order to be, stay employed in that position. So, yes, it is possible to get started with no experience without a CDL. That is possible. You put it right in your question. So, I think you're probably in a pretty good position, especially with your dad and your buddies and people are in really good positions. I think they'll be able to pull a few strings for you. And you probably should be able to get into it. And if you're not able to, then I don't know what to say, because for those of us out there that never had those sort of connections, we had to grind, and it takes us several years to get to where we want, like to get into an apprenticeship. It's not easy. So if you have a connection, good for you. I would use that connection to pull strings for you so you can get your foot in the door and start working. All right, let's hop into question number 2. Question number 2 is coming from Danny. He's saying, hello, Austin. I'm currently an IBW Local 134A card, third-year apprentice wireman, 27 years old, in decent shape with a few dings and pains here and there. I've been considering lately the transition to starting over in a new apprenticeship program. IBW Local 9 apprenticeship, lineman apprenticeship opens in January 2025, which that was 6 months ago. Maybe he's thinking 2026. I worked my first year outside, and from time to time since then, and I am currently working outside. I'm competent at heights, and I'm a hard worker, and that always shows up on time and thinks ahead. Only catch is the Local 9 apprenticeship program requires a Class A CDL license to apply. Aside from the slightly higher scale, I'm also wondering if being a lineman, for instance, with ComEd, etc., or a village line maintenance company long-term would be more secure than being an electrician where the trades can be slow. I've been thinking over a lot of things. I have to make time while I work to get a Class A CDL. I'm looking at engagement to my girlfriend next year, looking at houses and other priorities make the career shift seem a bit daunting. Or is it possible? I have to keep praying about it. But I'd like to give it a shot, and I will call Local 9 to learn more. But what would be your take? Should I make the transition? Thank you for your time. Personally, if you're already a third year inside wireman apprentice, I would probably just finish that apprenticeship. You're already so far into it. Why not just complete that, become a journeyman electrician? That's going to be a great belt to have, or a great ticket to have in your back pocket. I say 100% finish at that apprenticeship. Then become a journeyman wireman. If you still want to pursue the lineman career, then start taking the steps you need to do so. Getting your Class A CDL, or looking to apply with ComEd or other, village, whatever you were saying there, municipalities or utilities. I would not leave the apprenticeship you're in to chase grass that might be greener on the other side. The grass might be greener, it might not be. The grass might be completely dead on the other side. I would stay where you're at right now and just continue out that apprenticeship and become a journeyman wireman at least. Don't waste all that time, effort that you've already put into becoming a wireman, an electrician. To continue to do that. You know what I mean? And then become a journeyman. You might be in a different space. You might enjoy being a journeyman wireman, and you might not even want to make the transition. But I just wouldn't throw that experience, that opportunity you have right now in front of you away to chase something that could be something that you might like. There's a lot of maybes. You know what I mean? You'll never know unless you do it right. But I just personally would stick it out for that another year or so, however long you have with the wireman apprenticeship you're in, and be 28, 29 and be a journeyman wireman, and then look into the lineman trade. So that's personally what I would do. Should you make the switch? I can't tell you if you should make the switch or not. Like, that comes down to personal decisions, like where you're at in life. If you're going to get engaged, if you're going to try to apply with Local 9 in your area, you're going to have to apply. I'm not sure what Local 9 I think is in Illinois. So would you apply with Albat or Missouri Valley? I'm not sure what a apprenticeship that would be. Are you down and able to travel? You know what I mean? Like, there's other factors you have to think about, but I would think about those after you become a journeyman wireman. That's just personally, that's what I would do if you want my advice. My advice is for you to do everything that I just said, complete that apprenticeship, become a journeyman wireman, and then if you still think that the lineman trade is something that you want to do, start taking those appropriate steps, your Class A CDL, and apply for the apprenticeship, and just start checking those things off that list. So that's what I would tell you. All right, let's answer one more. This one's coming from a guy named Joshua Wright. He says, "Hello, Austin. First of all, thank you for all the videos and information you put out. It has been very helpful in navigating through, though, how to become a lineman. My wife is currently active duty until 2027, but I plan on starting the transition of the construction field to a career as a lineman. I'm looking at attending the TEX Line Workers Academy in Texas next year and jump to the new 716 out of Houston and try to get into the SWOLCAT apprenticeship. Do you have any information on that program? I know it's one of your videos you explain that the pay through the apprenticeship is higher than what Google says. I'm just looking for a ballpark number for when I get started. Thank you so much for the information you put out. Hoping to hear back." All right, so SWOLCAT, Texas, you just apply, man. If you're going to go to lineman school, great. Make sure you have your Class A CDL and just apply with SWOLCAT. It's pretty easy. You literally go on their website on swlcat.org and you click the apply button and you're going to create an account and you're going to apply. Okay? Once you get to that point, it's super easy. And then they're going to schedule you an aptitude test. The aptitude test is reading comprehension and basic math. I have a practice test you can go take at bluecollaredu.com on the homepage. You're going to have to pass that test. Once you pass that test, you should be scheduled to do an interview. And then based on your experience, your aptitude test, your interview, they are going to rank you. And then based on your rank, you're going to get called out as a pre-apprentice. And you'll start going to work. And then you'll do a week-long orientation camp where you have to pass some more tests. Once you pass those tests, you become an indentured apprentice. So that's what you're going to do. As far as money and numbers, it's hard to tell because everywhere you go in SWOLCAT, it's different. SWOLCAT covers 5 different states: New Mexico, Texas, Arizona, Oklahoma, and one more, I believe. But all the scales are different. All the pay scales are different everywhere in those different states. So how much can you make starting out as an apprentice? It all depends on the job you get on and where you're working, how many hours. Like, there's too many variables to tell you if you're going to make 50K or if you're going to make 100K or if you could make more than 100K. Too hard to tell you exactly what those numbers look like. But ballpark, 60 I think would be a good starting number. 60K, around in there, I think would be a good ballpark starting beginner number as a second step apprentice in your first year. That could be much higher. It can be higher. I'm just thinking ballpark. 60 to 70K would be, I think, a pretty good guess from my estimates of what I know. So yeah, man, that's what I would tell you, Josh. And thanks to your wife for serving military. Hopefully she stays safe. And I wish you all the luck If you guys have any more questions about getting started, more specific questions, please reach out to me. Email me, austin@bluecollaredu.com, and I'll help you guys where I can. With all that being said, hopefully you guys enjoy this episode of CTQ. Submit your questions like I was just saying. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. When you guys ask your questions, please incorporate location, city, state you live in, so I can help you guys with a little bit more detail about helping you guys to get started. With all being said, I'll catch you guys on episode 43 of CTQ.